We've all seen the headlines, the social media buzz, the undeniable contrast. A'ja Wilson, a WNBA champion, MVP, a force to be reckoned with, facing a sea of empty seats. And Caitlin Clark, Vince phenom, selling out arenas before she even drafts. It's more than just ticket sales, it's a story about legacy, generational shifts, and the evolving landscape of women's basketball. But what's really going on here? Is this a simple case of one player being more popular than another? Or is there something deeper at play, something that speaks to the very soul of the sport? I'm not here to give you the surface-level takes. I've spent years studying the history of women's basketball, from the pioneers who fought for recognition to the modern stars who dominate the game. What we're witnessing right now is a pivotal moment, a changing of the guard, and it deserves a closer look. Forget the hot takes and the shallow comparisons. Let's unpack the complex narrative woven around A'ja Wilson, Caitlin Clark, and the future of the WNBA. By the end of this video, you'll see that this isn't just about ticket sales. It's about what we value, what we celebrate, and where we think the sport is headed. Get ready to have your assumptions challenged. Okay, let's address the elephant in the room. The numbers are stark. $19 tickets for a Las Vegas Aces preseason game featuring A'ja Wilson. Contrast that with Caitlin Clark's Indiana Fever preseason game selling out in minutes, with resale prices soaring into the hundreds, even thousands, of dollars. The initial reaction: shock, disbelief, and for some, a sense of outrage. The Aces, a reigning championship team, seemingly struggling to attract fans, while a rookie, albeit a highly touted one, breaks the bank before even playing a professional game. But numbers as convincing as they seem often lack context. They are snapshots, not the full picture. To truly understand this situation, we need to step back and examine the broader historical and cultural forces shaping the WNBA today. The WNBA's journey has been a long and arduous one. Unlike the NBA, which benefited from decades of established college programs and pre-existing professional infrastructure, the WNBA had to build its fan base from the ground up. The pioneers of the league, players like Lisa Leslie, Cheryl Swoops, and Dawn Staley, faced immense challenges in gaining recognition and respect for the sport. They played in smaller arenas, with limited media coverage, and often had to work second jobs to make ends meet. Their legacy is one of perseverance, dedication, and unwavering belief in the potential of women's basketball. They laid the foundation for the players of today, but the path to mainstream acceptance has been anything but smooth. A'ja Wilson is a direct inheritor of their sacrifice and a builder on that strong foundation. A'ja Wilson embodies the modern WNBA star, dominant on the court, articulate off the court, and a role model for young athletes. She's won championships, MVP awards, and Olympic gold medals. She's everything you could want in a franchise player. Yet, despite all her accomplishments, she's facing this ticket sales predicament. The question isn't whether she deserves more attention, it's why isn't she getting it? The answer, I believe, lies in a complex interplay of factors, including market dynamics, generational differences, and the unique phenomenon that is Caitlin Clark. Let's talk about Vegas. It's a unique market, unlike any other in the country. It's a city built on entertainment, offering a dizzying array of options for tourists and locals alike. From world-class shows and concerts to high-stakes gambling and fine dining, Vegas is a constant sensory overload. In such a saturated environment, it's incredibly difficult for any sports team, even a championship-caliber one like the Aces, to stand out. The Golden Knights have managed to build a strong following, but they were the first major professional sports team in the city, giving them a significant advantage. The Raiders have also tapped into a passionate fan base, but they brought with them decades of history and tradition from Oakland. The Aces, on the other hand, are still relatively new to the Vegas scene, having relocated from San Antonio in 2018. Furthermore, the WNBA, in general, faces an uphill battle in attracting casual fans. Unlike the NBA, which has a global reach and a massive television audience, the WNBA's exposure is still limited. Many people simply aren't aware that the league exists, or if they are, they don't know much about the players or the teams. This lack of awareness makes it difficult to build a sustainable fanbase, especially in a market like Vegas where there are so many other entertainment options vying for people's attention and dollars. A'ja Wilson, as the face of the Aces, bears the brunt of this challenge. She's tasked with not only leading her team to victory, but also with converting casual observers into die-hard fans. It's a heavy burden and one that shouldn't be underestimated. Consider this: how many billboards advertising Aces games do you see compared to, say, Cirque du Soleil shows? How often are Aces games featured on local news broadcasts compared to the Raiders or the Golden Knights? The reality is that the Aces, despite their success on the court, are still fighting for attention in a city that is constantly vying for attention itself. Now, let's talk about generational shifts. The way we consume sports, the athletes we admire, and the stories we connect with are all constantly evolving. The players who resonated with fans in the 1990s and 2000s may not necessarily resonate with fans today. Social media has played a huge role in this shift. Athletes are no longer just athletes. They're brands, personalities, and influencers. They have the power to connect with fans directly, bypassing traditional media gatekeepers. This has created new opportunities for athletes to build their personal brands and cultivate a following. But it also means that athletes need to be more than just skilled players. They need to be engaging personalities, capable of capturing the attention of a distracted audience. A'ja Wilson, while incredibly talented and accomplished, tends to be more reserved and stoic in her public persona. She's not necessarily a natural showman or entertainer. She lets her play speak for itself. This approach has worked for her throughout her career, but it may not be as effective in today's social media-driven world. Caitlin Clark, on the other hand, is a marketing dream. She's expressive, passionate, and fearless. She plays with a swagger and confidence that is infectious. She's also incredibly savvy on social media, using it to connect with fans, promote her brand, and showcase her personality. She understands that in today's world, it's not enough to be a great player. You also need to be a captivating storyteller. The contrast between A'ja Wilson and Caitlin Clark is not a sign of failure or decline. It's a sign of growth and evolution. It's a reminder that the WNBA is constantly changing, constantly adapting, and constantly striving to reach its full potential. The future is bright, and with a little bit of understanding, appreciation, and storytelling, the best is yet to come. So, what lessons can we draw from this whole situation? What does the contrast between A'ja Wilson's ticket sales and Caitlin Clark's sellouts tell us about the future of women's basketball? I believe there are 3 key takeaways. A'ja Wilson's achievements are undeniable, and her contribution to the WNBA is significant. It's important to recognize and appreciate the players who have paved the way for the current generation. Their sacrifices and dedication have made it possible for players like Caitlin Clark to thrive. In today's world, fans crave authenticity. They want to connect with athletes on a personal level, to see their personalities shine through. Players who are genuine and relatable are more likely to resonate with fans than those who try to be something they're not. Sports are ultimately about storytelling, the rivalries, the triumphs, the setbacks, the human drama. That's what captivates fans. The Caitlin Clark phenomenon is a compelling story, and it's drawing people into the WNBA in droves. The challenge now is to create more compelling stories around other players and teams to showcase the diversity and excitement of the league. What do you think? Is this a fair assessment of the situation? Are we giving too much credit to Caitlin Clark, or are we overlooking the contributions of A'ja Wilson? What's your take on the future of the WNBA? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future insights on the world of basketball. The game is changing, and we're here to help you stay ahead of the curve. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you never miss out. Click the video on the screen. See you.